Why is that funny?
It makes me laugh every time. Yes.
That's a good thing.
I'm just gonna let it write it out. Usually I stop it.
Does it keeps looping?
It won't keep looping.
Uh,
Hi.
what up?
Hey, if you're subscribed to us right now, OTG WTF on YouTube, you're probably getting a notification that we are live.
Early morning for the States.
Too early, I think, actually. Okay, we can stop with that. Hi, we are live again. You probably just got notified, or you're seeing this on Twitter or LinkedIn or Twitch, or, we're not on Instagram yet, but we could be eventually, and TikTok. I've been trying to figure out how we're going to get on TikTok. We could talk about that at a different time, but right now we are live on like 4 other different platforms. It's incredible. Welcome back to Nouns on the Air with Aubtoshi and Cheffo. This week we are actually Aubtoshi-san and Cheffo-san.
Cheffo-san.
I feel like I want to adopt that name permanently. I really, really like it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna like call you Aubtoshi-san, but
Cheffo-san just sounds so natural.
it sounds like
I love it.
yeah, it sounds like you're in the kitchen and like, I'm the boss or something.
Oh, symbiotic. Let's freaking go.
He's up early.
Oh, it's so good. I didn't think we were going to see anyone from the U.S.
He's in the garden.
on our stream today. We are only at 5:30 today on the 10th, where we are in Tokyo, Japan. We are live from Tokyo still. This is our final evening. So sad.
Oh,
So sad.
why you got to do it to me, Aubtoshi? Why do you have to remind me?
I know we've kind of been like putzing around. Like we've had a very creative day. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little hard for me to drag my ass over here to do the live stream.
It was also
I've like
the hottest day since we've been
so
here.
hot.
It was 98 with like the thickest humidity you've ever felt. Like
worse than Florida.
It's about the same. It's about the same.
Just gonna go ahead and say it.
No, it's crazy humid. Like if you did not know that, if you are planning on coming to Japan, wear loose-fitting clothing, get a cool little thing like this. This thing's pretty cool.
I was just seeing we have a new friend here, Chiron Crypto. Maybe
Love
that's
it.
like your YouTube name.
Chiron's a food noun holder.
Oh, hi.
What up?
Amazing. I was like, sometimes people's YouTube names are different than what I normally see them at on Twitter or Discord. It's awesome to have you here. It was so hot today.
It was crazy.
Like it was one of those days like you think you're going to go outside and then you just kind of like U-turn right at the front door.
98 degrees with humidity.
Ooh, not like the boy band. Just like the. Do you know what that reference is, by the way?
Unfortunately, kind of.
Never forget.
I feel like you can't make a reference without having the music queued up. You know
I know. I'm sorry that I don't have a 98 degrees throwback button.
Last time you played music, YouTube turned you off.
It did. It did not like that at all.
Let's not do that.
I still like every time I sign into my YouTube, like the channel page, it's like, here's your big warning that you got that one time. It's like, I know, I'm good. I will not be streaming music anymore. I'm sorry.
That's fine. If they just continue to give you the warning, then you deserve that, I suppose.
It was a hot day. It was a creative day. I'm not going to divulge the things that I was creatively doing. Maybe that'll come at a different time. But it was really hard, when you get in that zone where you're just like really on like the single track of something and you're like in it. Like sometimes it's so hard for me to get to that point that once you're there, I'm like, never take me out. But then it's like, okay, you got to eat food. You got to do other things. You got to do the live stream.
That's what it's like my job at that point to like get
just like come behind
food.
me and like shut the computer.
But hey, that's good. I support, like creative pushes. I think that's really good.
It was really good. And I feel like, yes, very much like inspired by that. I think like everyone can, everyone's had a moment like that. I just feel like I haven't had that kind of like sort of creative inspiration in a while. Like obviously we're doing creative things all the time,
but you're not
traveling and coordinating.
You're not going to share it yet.
Oh, I'm not.
Okay.
I know it's too good.
It's too exciting.
It's too secret.
Ooh.
It's really fun. But it will be shareable
cool.
at some point in time.
Of course.
And so, I digress into a topic that I'm not going to expand on. So we just don't really want to go down that road. Bird photos. Texas. It wasn't bird photos this time. Hey, every time I take a bird photo, you guys are going to hear about it first. I
No,
will.
we
That's not a secret.
we've had some great photo sessions. We went last night to this epic, like
Oh,
it's actually like
go
right.
to Cheffo's Twitter page right now to look at the photo he took.
It's
That
right
is
down
not
the street.
AI.
It's right down the street from where we're staying, and like we kind of like I don't know, are in this like kind of corporate-y part of
Yeah.
the city, just because that's I don't know, it's just how we picked the hotel, I guess.
Yeah, like the
but,
images. Yeah, I didn't really necessarily understand the areas before we did that.
well, we did an Airbnb
Yeah.
in Kyoto,
hmm
but then after that, like as the cities kept getting bigger, we were like,
Yeah,
I
and
think
Airbnb isn't really kind of like welcomed as much in Tokyo.
yeah, I
Um,
think supposedly I think there's like an area where they're not allowed, and so that would have
Yep.
kind of like put us like 20 or 30 minutes outside of the city, which on these bullet trains probably takes 5 seconds. But yeah,
Yep.
we were down
I haven't
here.
approached a bullet train yet.
We were down here, and walking around to get dinner the other night, and we actually didn't see it the first night. We saw
Multiple nights.
we
Like
saw it the second. Maybe it was even the third night.
we've been
or
kind of going outside of this area, like
Yeah.
15, 20-minute little taxi drives to kind of go to where, when you think of Tokyo or see these photos, like the Shibuya crossing, like these iconic sort of big Times Square-ish like places. Like we've been going to find those, but apparently there's a one area really close to us.
Yeah.
Which we like kind of like randomly reserved dinner at this one place. And then as we were walking over there, we're like, oh my God, have we been missing like this really cool spot this entire time?
We are in Shinjuku,
Yes.
and
Shinjuku.
it is technically in Shinjuku where we found this amazing spot. And like there's these there's like main streets, there's probably
Mhm.
like 3, 4, 5 lanes wide, tons of traffic, lots of
Mhm.
people walking around. It's a main street, and then all of a sudden you start to notice like crowds of people going to these little alleyways.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear to God, like these alleyways are as wide as this table.
They're not even as wide as this. And
They're-
wait, yeah, they're as wide as this table,
they're-
but that includes people eating outside.
Yeah, it's like shoulder to shoulder to walk through it. There's all these tables outside, and there's probably like
restaurants.
100 restaurants on this one alleyway, and to the point where there's so much like skewer grilling going on that like the air is thick with like chicken
Yeah,
smoke and
No
beef smoke.
ventilation.
shrimp.
0% ventilation.
It was crazy.
No little fans. Like you're going through, like when you're going through the alley,
Yeah.
like you're making a choice to like go through this like
Yeah.
billow of smoke.
Yeah, you
essentially.
go in smelling like your laundry detergent. You come out smelling like grilled chicken. It was amazing, but from like a photo standpoint, it was pretty epic. Like there's just this like natural haze in the
Mhm.
air and really beautiful.
Oh,
Tons of people taking pictures. Obviously, we weren't the only ones who had discovered this epic photo
I'm
spot.
actually going to pull up your photo. I'm like, go to the Twitter right now. I was like, wait, I could do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to your Twitter. I think
You
I
know-
retweeted it.
Oh, cool.
Let me just find
But,
you really
yeah,
quick.
it's
gorgeous.
been really wonderful. And
Come
we
on. Look at this.
went and shot and
What a
and
what a
ate dinner.
perfect example of this thing. So like, Cheffo taking this photo, he's right there. Like he's pointing the camera. She is just like a hand's length out in front of him.
Yeah.
And then the other side, so it's packed. Every single seat in these places is packed. You can actually see a hand coming to the iPad right behind her. So she's
Yeah.
packed in there. And then there's an opening on the other side. So
Why-
there's these two
Yeah.
alleys.
I even have some other photos where like the people are sitting along the
That's such a beautiful photo.
like little stools to eat, and it doesn't even look like there's room to like walk behind them. I don't even know
Mhm.
how that works. Like you almost would have to be, it's like a movie theater or something where everyone would have to like get up to let you in and out, or it was crazy.
Yes.
I've
I don't know
never
how
seen anything
people
like-
were sitting there doing it. I was like having a panic attack just from like the thought of like sitting
Yeah.
in and squishing in there and being in the smoke and like
Yeah.
the heat. It was so hot.
And
you
it was
guys.
easily like 10 degrees hotter than outside of that alleyway. So
So 110 degrees. Like
was-
it is freaking hot here, you guys.
yeah, it's pretty hot.
I want you
but-
to imagine the hottest day of
well,
of the
there's
hottest place you've ever been to, and like it's like that here kind of often. Yes, at this event that we went to the other day, I like
don't worry, Aubtoshi.
commented on someone's
I'll be
AC
fine
little
over here.
thing.
I don't know about you.
You can hear it like ASMR. These guys like wear these cool things. They look like headphones, but they kind of go like this,
Oh yeah.
like this. and it's
It
AC.
it looks like an Apple
It's a
fan
phone.
or something.
It's
like
so freaking. I mean, a fan, not a phone.
You know,
It's a
yeah.
fan, and like both little things are going. And it's like people have this AC little portable thing around their necks.
Yeah.
And so I like commented on someone's at the gallery show that we went to, and then the girl was standing right there, and she says, "Here," and like gifted me this. I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't take that." She's like, "No, it's fine." And so now I have this
I love that for you.
my little Japanese fan.
Yeah.
It has a light. It has 3 speeds. That's turbo right there,
That
guys.
sounds like an engine.
um, it's freaking hot. I can't say it enough. I went down and like forgot my hotel key the other day and like asked her, I'm like, does it ever cool down? And she's like, oh no. And she's like, this is rainy season.
Well, we're
And
in
I'm
rainy
like, "What?"
season, so it's extra humid and all that kind of
Yes,
stuff.
yes. But
I-
amazing.
But amazing, and kind of just adds to it all. Like,
Yes, and has made it so like, I don't know, people, you can kind of like understand like the loose fitting clothing now.
Mhm.
But even like at dinner last night, and while
and
we're
all the
walking
fans,
around, all the
all
fans,
the paper fans.
everyone has paper fans at the restaurants.
Well,
like,
and everyone also has like the ladies, and you see some guys doing it, but mostly like all the women, they'll have umbrellas,
oh yeah.
and it's not raining; it's for the sun,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well, because their
like,
skin is freaking perfect.
well,
Hands
that's
down, best skin I've ever seen in my life.
That's
I'm
'cause they're out of the sun.
inspired. I'm inspired. Even last night, I noticed at dinner, we ended up like stopping off like a little bit outside of the busy area. I was just like, there's no way I can't do this. We had dinner the night before at this like one sushi place. Then like before we had gotten there, we kind of like were confused about where we were. And so we walked into this one like really busy fun one. And
Yeah.
like, I'm like, is this the place? She's like, no, it's next door. So we kind of were like, should we go back to that place just to see? We ended up going in there. They're so much fun. Best freaking dumplings we've ever had. You can talk about that in a second. I'm not sure if you posted that
no,
yet.
I haven't.
You should post it right now while we're on the air so we can watch it. But
Okay.
the thing I noticed is it was like a hot place, really hot food. Like, everyone in there is like fanning themselves, but all of the women that were working, not a dew of sweat on their face.
They're like
Just
in full kimono as well.
perfect. Just absolute skincare inspired routines for me. That is what I'm taking home for interesting.
Yeah. No.
Interesting on your feed.
You know.
Sometimes you just
No.
open that Twitter feed and you're just like, what? Why am I being fed this? Like, I don't want to see this person.
Let's see if Twitter lets me do it. This is like 54 seconds. So here we go.
Mikado! Oh, yay! Mikado is in the chat. It's awesome to see you here. We are just gushing about our time as we're kind of like going over the fact that it is our last evening here in Tokyo and just kind of remembering all the fun things that we did the last 2 weeks here. Just incredible. And I do want to actually talk to you. So when we were with Mikado the other day, if you guys missed our show the other day, we kind of went over all the really fun things we did. I have been getting tagged on Twitter
Oh
out
man.
the wazoo of all the fun stuff. I cannot wait to go to the P Nouns weekly space. That's going to be on Friday. Shout out P Nouns. Very excited about that.
That'll be great.
But I've been getting tagged in all these screenshots of our awesome show we did the other day where we talked about all the things that we did with Mikado, including the temple visit and the ESP museum and the awesome traditional lunch that we had. And then going to the gallery pre this like gallery, NFT gallery opening. So we went back the day after for the actual like
Yeah.
event itself. That was so incredible.
Yeah, that was amazing. We saw NFT artists that we had seen at another NFT party in Osaka. So like that was
Yes.
kind of amazing, like fairly smallish world here in the NFT world.
The whole like show itself was NFTs, but like printed. So there was prints there of different like PFPs, but it was
Yeah.
all this like blue themed. So I must have brought 20 blue noggles there, and they were gone within the first 10 minutes.
Oh, when we walked in, like, I mean, it's kind of,
It was amazing.
we're kind of annoying, like we kind of like walk in and I'm like filming with this film camera and
I was
like,
in like a wild like Nouns Fest Hawaiian shirt
yeah,
with like noggles on my head. Like I also had like a big camera.
but it was like instantaneous. Like, I don't know. It was kind of like people kind of like really gathered around and, and then the second the noggles came out, like people noticed that from across the room and they would come
Coming
over
over.
and ask for noggles and they were just gone. Like they were gone,
Instantly.
gone.
But the best part about it is
and
like
loved.
yes, they were gone, but
Yeah.
then like immediately unpackaged and put on people's heads and like worn. That kind
Yeah.
of has been like our best experiences here in Japan. Of every time we give someone noggles, they immediately put them on and then wear them for the rest of the events. that
Yeah,
we're at.
absolutely. I mean, it was it is super interesting. The second that you give someone
Mm-hmm.
noggles, especially if they've never seen them before, like they literally will wear them for the rest of the event. And
Mm-hmm.
then, all the content that we're making then has noggles in it. It's just kind of like really a neat proliferation tactic. And I'm sure,
Yes.
there's lots of nouns people giving out noggles and experiencing similar things. But yeah, it's like a very clear part of our prop is like distributing noggles.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like we have very specific events that
Yeah.
are on our events lists,
Yeah.
but like, we end up being in these cities for like a week or two. Like we're very lucky that we got to go to 3 different cities here in Japan. But part of the like my favorite part of this entire prop is not only the events that of course like we plan to go to, but it's these things.
Mm.
It's the random other NFT community events that we find. It's the fact that you can kind of show up to any event and make it nounish because these hosts of these events will put the noggles on and then they're giving their opening and closing speeches of the events in noggles. And then we're just like, oh my God, you could never have planned for that. Like, that's not anything I could have even put on my prop in advance of all of this happening. It just really matters that we're showing up to these things and then like representing nouns in this way. And that's kind of when all the magic really, really happens.
Yeah, definitely. And, supporting different communities, whatever size they are, small, medium, whatever, like is super important. I think that's become like abundantly clear for people who
Oh,
spend
yeah.
any time in the ecosystem. Like, yes, you can interact with the main
Like
DAO.
P nouns.
Like, yes, you can, read props, vote in the nouncil, that whole thing. And if you own a noun, then yes, you can do things with your noun and vote and do all that. But
Mm-hmm.
the reality is that I don't know how many noun holders there are at this point, but like there's a lot more people outside of that as well. And so
Oh my God.
I
Doing
personally
incredible
really
things.
think that like supporting these smaller communities as they grow, working some of those nounish mantras down the chain, like down into these communities, into other projects, bringing people in from
Mm-hmm.
those other projects, like even like with food nouns, like I think, uh, we've added, people to our Twitter like consistently
Yep.
everywhere we go, and hopefully that turns into auction and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a
That's been,
process.
yep.
There's no I don't think that there's a really like straight line to things. I think even with
Mm-hmm.
most of the big nouns props, like I don't know. It would be interesting to know, for example, like the Dustin Yellen prop right now is at the top of the list, and
Yep. Yep.
there's like completion moment of that prop, and there's actually this really cool kind
What
of
do you mean
like
top of the list as like a
uh
new
so
prop?
so at the time
I haven't.
he was paid, and then I like it was kind of like half up front, half at the end kind of thing. And so he's going to get
Oh,
paid again, and then there's like this
interesting.
plan to put it in the lobby way of this like hip kind of social club in New York for
Ooh.
for like a year to 3 years.
We will definitely look at this when we go over props in a little bit here.
But I guess what I'm saying is there's there's nothing built into any of the platforms yet. There's nothing
Mm-hmm.
built in that really says, okay, this prop brought in this noun, this noun, this noun, and this noun. Like
Mm-hmm.
to my knowledge, nobody is measuring that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how easy that is to measure. And so
Probably close to impossible.
close to impossible, because the people who are buying the noun have to then say like where that inspiration came from. And
Yep.
the truth is it probably came from more than one place.
That yes, this a chain of events.
Right.
Instead of being like, oh, this one person told me one story about nouns and then I bought it. But it's like, okay, but then how did the nouns person that told you the story heard about nouns?
Correct. And I think that, anybody who would, say that people are buying nouns just for, the mechanism of, the 300 some props that we see, I don't think that's the case. I really
Mm-hmm.
think that like people who are buying nouns understand the full value of the ecosystem. And so again, I'm
Mm-hmm.
biased, but I do believe that creating strength within these sub communities and micro communities is a really great way to build that web. And
Well, and
I think that
I think about
yeah,
too, like all the sub communities and stuff, and people who have bought nouns based off of sub community projects that they've witnessed
right.
of people who don't even own nouns, and who aren't involved in the nouns ecosystem in that way. And like as we're sitting here, I'm like, wouldn't it be kind of cool if like someone put a prop on chain that didn't ask for any money, but that was just like, here's 25 incredible things that people who don't own nouns and communities that don't own nouns have done for nouns that have significantly changed the game. Like even here, like Mikado. I don't know if you guys saw this, Symbio. I don't know if you saw the whole episode the other day, but through a prop house round, I don't think anybody would be able to recognize this. There's at the ESP Museum, there was this flyer here, not only with Mikado and his partner's photo and all the things that they do. There's literally noggles in here, you guys.
Yeah.
Like that alone, to be handed this in a museum, like a guitar museum of this guitar that's become popular here in Tokyo, like, and there's noggles in there. Like there's so many more things happening that we are just kind of couldn't possibly all be aware of everything, that it's almost like worth highlighting people, like in that
Absolutely.
way, and just being like, hey, on chain holders, like guess what, 25 things you may not have known happened with nouns because there's just too much amazing things happening.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot, and there's always going to be a lot, and I think that it'll continue to like ramp up. I remember like a few months ago when there was this whole conversation of, I think it was around when people were talking about should the requirement to go on chain be brought down from two nouns to one,
Yep, I remember that.
and people were like, "Oh, there's too many things to already keep up with, and all this," and it's like, kind of, but not really. And
Not really.
not really. And because of the timing of the auction and the time before and the time after and all these things, like, and now all these different platforms and things where you can get the information or from bot or whatever, like, I think that, it just, there will be more, and it will continue to ramp up. I think even just mathematically, as more nouns are sold, then that gives more people the opportunity to go on chain, and so we'll continue to see I think a faster pace, not necessarily a slower pace, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, Gami alone could do 25 projects, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and I think, I don't know the number. Maybe someone watching this might know, but it's eventually going to cost 3 nouns to go on chain.
I think it happens at 1,000, but
Okay.
don't quote me on
Yeah,
that.
because it happened pretty fast at Food Nouns, but because we're on a much faster schedule.
Well, that was originally built into the code from the fork of the nouns, and I think that the nouns had changed that.
Mm.
I'll have to look into that. That's not a technical enough answer, but technically, I mean, what noun number is this?
This is noun.
773,
Yep.
but it's still only at 2, whereas food nouns is less than 500 right now, but it's already up to 5. And so there is some
Okay.
type of ratio difference. You know,
Like rate of auction.
yeah, yeah. So I think that each community kind of can like play around with that, but that's just an example of those two communities.
Now that we're talking about Gammy, I was gonna check this prop house.
Mhm.
What is it under? Was it like a special anniversary thing, or
NARS.
was it under NARS?
NARS.
Oh, it's under NARS. Okay,
No,
okay,
go
okay.
down, go down.
Oh, there's just so many prop houses now.
You know, again,
Oh,
like,
here we go.
there's a good bit, but it's not too crazy. 1 ETH,
Voting.
3 NARS, and 3 glasses times 5. That's
Yes, it's too late for you to
pretty
submit to this
sweet
prop,
deal.
but you do have 2 days left to vote. 19 proposals. That is such a sweet deal. Whoever wins gets an ETH, 3 NARS, 3 freaking nouns visions. 5 people from these props are going to win that. That's awesome for the noun anniversary, which is so much fun. It's also happening at a very similar time as the food anniversary, and of course the big Daddy Dow anniversary that's happening on the 8th of August.
So it looks like there's already 331 votes cast. That's quite a bit of votes. What's winning so far? Noun anniversary presents Game O Nars. Okay.
I love that the NARS crew is always like incorporating the numbers and stuff too. Like I completely think that that's from Gammy. He's just like the master of these like words and like math number things. NARS custom merch drop. Love that.
Okay.
Meyer ramp. Great opening and Narversary.
Okay.
NAR Premier IRL Uncharted Waves,
Mhm.
super cool. NAR's original beer for NAR. What is that? Ooh.
Oh, this is Sharon.
Cool. Oh my God.
What up?
Sharon, let's freaking go. This is sick. Okay. Yes.
Wow. Okay, so this would be a Japanese beer.
I freaking love this. Sharon, are you?
We need beer.
We should have met you while we were here.
We're
But I
not-
know that a lot
we
of people
need
are
a zero
spread out all over.
alcohol beer.
Yes, 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 please. I'm begging for it. Like, Cheffo and I, did one bad night of karaoke and we have just stopped drinking.
I haven't-
I'm just kidding. Half kidding.
Half kidding. I don't know.
But we've really been enjoying non-alcohol beer, which is actually completely fun and socially acceptable here in Tokyo and in Japan. Everyone has it and they completely like promote it and it's really like
I'm
hip.
sure it'll still give
It's
you
pretty hip,
a
guys.
beer gut.
It tastes amazing. You couldn't really tell the difference, to be honest. But I have been like really thinking that a next smart move for everybody would be like some non-alcohol 0% beer, especially since like major corporations and Heineken and Budweiser and everybody is already doing it as well. So
Yeah.
obviously that's showing you that there is a market for it, a massive market.
Food Nouns needs like a vegetable juice.
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying? Like
very
we need like a
exciting.
yeah.
Ooh, as, lo-
We need like a celery.
as long as it's not, ew, no, it's got to be like a good
Lit-
one, like a tasty, yummy, like I'll drink a
maybe
green
a fruit
juice.
juice.
Yeah, I love a green juice that like tastes nice, like pineapple or something. But like,
Yeah,
do not as long as it's not like a V8. Like whoever's out
I
there just
love
drinking straight
V8.
tomato.
And it's not just tomato
What?
juice. There's like carrot. There's all sorts of stuff in it.
That's where I draw the line. Absolutely not. I
V8's
will
so good for you, Aubtoshi.
just straight tomato. I mean, I'll drink like a celery juice, even though that's like pretty much like not tasty at all.
Yeah, I think
Tomato juice-
when you get into those like vegetable juices
What
and
exactly would be the benefits of just like pure tomatoes?
stuff as a juice,
I'm not seeing it.
there's all sorts of nutrients, antioxidants.
What about a carrot juice?
Same thing.
Love carrot juices.
Lots of vitamins and minerals.
Love carrots.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'd probably be a cool way to like use up some food and not do food waste and all that kind of stuff. So
That is interesting.
that's probably further down the road.
Yeah, I was actually thinking for food nouns, and we do want to do like a dedicated food nouns on the air episode. We kind of want to do a dedicated episode about all these different subgroups. It was really awesome being here in Japan and talking about the P noun so extensively, and then like now they've invited us to their community space.
What day is that?
They've been tweeting like crazy. That's gonna be Friday.
All right.
So Friday, you guys, if you're not doing anything, come to the P nouns community space. But the traction and like the amount of viewers that we actually got on our episode that day, because we really just talked about this one community, was incredible. We would love to kind of just like take an episode for every single one of these communities. I would love to do NARSDAO. Maybe we do it on everyone's anniversary.
That's a good idea.
Ooh,
Should put it on the calendar.
I will. When the actual NAR anniversary is
June 21st.
Oh.
11 days. Nice. Go skateboarding.
no,
day.
June 21st already happened
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
Like-
Confused.
last month.
So it's already turned one.
Yes, it's already turned. Okay, so,
So
maybe
we're-
not on the birthday. Maybe we'll do the food nouns one on the food nouns birthday.
Sure.
Maybe we'll just do NARS when we do NARS. I want to do a That's Gnarly episode because I want to like watch the different That's Gnarly posts that they do. I do have. We also need to talk to Ricky
Mm-hmm.
about Sunny.
Mhm.
They have some exciting things that they want to do with That's Gnarly. We have a lot of things that I mean, I freaking just love the sub communities. That is what like makes me want to do nounish things. To be perfectly honest, like I love them. I love seeing the
we
efforts
love-
that everybody puts forth.
We obviously love the nouns, you know, and we talk about nouns. There are just more.
Oh, V8's 8 vegetables. Thank you, Symbiotech, for clearing that up for me.
Thank you, Symbiotech. Golly gee, Aubtoshi. Like
That was like the one thing I've like avoided. I'm like,
FUD.
ugh,
Oh gosh, I've liked a V8 since I was a child. Really?
not this girl.
Well,
I kind of didn't get into like veggie juicing until adulthood.
okay.
I liked chocolate things.
You don't say.
I feel like
You have a sweet tooth.
how have people
Wouldn't
not
have
figured
guessed
out
it.
how to make like something taste like chocolate, like a V8 chocolate? You know, It's all vegetables.
I feel like you could definitely like work in veg and veg juice into like chocolate stuff. I mean, definitely like,
No, they always use that like cacao,
well,
which
cacao
is
is amazing.
not great.
Cacao is amazing.
Doesn't taste like chocolate.
That's where chocolate comes from.
Mm. It's a little bitter. It's a
Yes.
little like it's a trick.
Well, that's why you have to put in things like beet juice or other juices.
Shout out to our LinkedIn person in here.
Monk fruit
They
sugars.
said great. I'm assuming you're saying great about the V8 juice. I'm not quite sure.
Of course they are. If you're on LinkedIn, you definitely drink V8. That's all I'm going to say. You're out there crushing, bro.
Yeah, crushing.
You're out there
Professional.
crushing. Yeah.
Making it happen. This is why we like to live stream to LinkedIn.
We're gonna skip lunch today and we're gonna have a V8.
Yeah.
I wish I had one because then we could do unofficial sponsor. But
I
instead,
literally had ice cream for lunch.
That was tea time.
Yes, there is tea time here. That is what
Today's
everybody's very
water
into.
sponsor, Aubtoshi, is the only word
Yo, Twitch.
in English is Elohas. And
I don't
notice
think that's an English word.
there's a phone number on it. Should we call the phone number?
Sure. Twitch, what is good? I love seeing our Twitch people on here. I probably have like 2 followers on there. Please subscribe.
Yep.
Go ahead and join us on YouTube as well.
They're busy playing games.
They're busy playing. I know, but I want to start playing games too. I think it'd be so much fun.
You have a lot of work
We
to do.
also need to do an entire episode on the Nouns Esports. Twitch, if you're here and you like gaming, you need to learn about Nouns Esports.
Yeah, I saw this cool new esport where I was like, what the hell is going on? It was in my TikTok, and like these guys were running around with their like laser tag guns and things, and they had
Yeah, it was
like
VR.
VR headsets on, and like, who are they fucking shooting at? But they were shooting at like these AR VR things, you know, floating in the headset. So that was really interesting to see. Kind of
I cannot.
had not seen that before.
I love video games, but I cannot for the life of me put the headphones on or the thing on, like the goggles.
Yeah, you already run into the wall enough.
No, remember? Yeah.
You would probably be like head first at that point.
I mean, the second they go on, like my whole equilibrium, like just like my sense of balance and like where I am and who I am just completely
who you
leaves
are,
me.
just be gone.
I have to like physically sit on the ground. I can't like before I start looking around. I do not like it. I do not like it. I question if I will even like the Apple ones, but I guess we have an entire year to contemplate that.
So we're not going to sit here one day with that thing on?
I mean, isn't the goal that the viewers would be having that thing on, and then we'd just be sitting here like this, and like they would feel like they're actually at the table with us?
Yeah, but like
I don't think we would be wearing them. Who's gonna watch us wear those things? Just like sitting here, like
you know, maybe it could be great for our audience. Who knows? Who knows?
not seeing our eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
I feel like that's the only way to connect.
Through.
Oh, yes, that's right. I don't know. I'm the only person. Everyone was so stoked about it, and I'm like, I don't know, guys.
Fud.
Yeah, you know, I'm actually in such a good mood. I don't need to be talking crap about those things anymore. I'm sure they're gonna be fantastic.
It's
gonna be awesome.
Pretty cool, you know. Like
Yes.
I think everyone will have their own different like use cases for them.
Do we have an opinion on soccer?
You mean football?
This guy does. This guy, he has stories, but I don't know if we should.
I
I don't know if we want to get you
soccer.
canceled on here, but
What?
when you played soccer in school, you had a nickname,
Yeah.
which
The enforcer.
the enforcer.
Yeah, like I would specifically go for like the best offensive player, and just like that was like.
In a non-contact sport.
Are you serious? Soccer is very much a contact sport.
Well, not officially.
Yes, it is. You are allowed to, as long as you make contact with the ball.
With the ball.
You're
with your
allowed
head.
to no with your feet.
Well, you can
You're
use your head
allowed
as well
to
too.
slide tackle. You're allowed to shoulder check people.
What position did you play?
Usually right defense, fullback or not. God, I can't
For
remember.
1 year of my life, I played a halfback,
Halfback.
and it was not good.
I love it. You know, I think it's a great sport. I've never
lot of
been
running.
I've never been to like a professional game in like Brazil or Europe.
Yeah.
I'm frankly a little intimidated by that. I know that like when we were down in Brazil, I think there were some games going on, but yeah, you know, it's a great sport. It's obviously one of the most popular sports in the world.
I used to go to the LA games. I've been
Cool.
to kind of a bunch of soccer games when I worked for Red Bull. That was really fun. We got to go to sports games all the time.
Soccer players can be really pretty dramatic, though. And I have actually started to do some of the ab exercises that that
Oh.
Ronaldo does.
Okay.
He's got these
I
like
didn't know that that plan was public.
what
How
ab
is it
exercise?
different than like a normal
He has great abs.
just crunch? No, I know his abs are public. I didn't know like his routine was public.
Yeah,
His abs are very public.
yeah. You know, like
I'll look him up right
he's
now.
got like 4 or 5 like special kind of moves that he does, and
Let's,
they seem to work. Obviously,
we're just gonna deviate a little bit. Ronaldo abs.
really. Well, luckily mine are not on the internet and easily available, so no googling.
Well, yeah. I don't know. That's great. Great for him.
Yeah, great for him. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
I know. Honestly, I love when people are making it in life. Go you, Ronaldo. We love this for you.
That was the wrong one.
Yeah.
I fully
Please see
I
Ronaldo's
fully
abs.
expect new sounds by next week.
I know. I expect new sounds too because I can't open with this anymore.
I mean, we kind of like it, but I just wonder, are other people opening with that?
It's very like it's the opening for like I don't know the Jimmy Kimmel Show or something.
That's actually not
It's
bad.
like I know, but we're not the Jimmy Kimmel Show yet. We are announced on the air. If you're joining us for the first time, like our new friends from Twitch who love soccer, we go live. Well, we started going live every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now I'm just going to open that up because we have in the next couple of weeks where we're in the same space together. We're just going to set up this station at our next spot, and I am planning on going live on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays as well. It's awesome to be able to check in with you guys during the week. I don't know exactly how it works on Twitch, but if you guys are following us on YouTube, I know that you guys get notified every single time we go live. We talk about all things NounsDAO, which we'll go into in just a second. We are actually sponsored by and fully funded by NounsDAO. So I know you know about soccer, but do you know about NFTs and crypto?
Win noun soccer.
Did you know that NFTs and crypto sponsored content like this?
Yeah.
They really do. And we are one of those content creators that has been funded by them. We also travel around the world and go to different NFT conferences and events. All the communities that we talk about are NFT crypto communities that we've met along the way and interface with online every single day. We have our freaking NFT crypto fam, a lot of them in here right now,
And we're
watching
making
the stream.
We're making a documentary of the whole thing.
Yes, we're making a documentary. And Toady actually told us, a really good friend of ours, that he doesn't think a lot of people know that. And so we're going to keep reminding you guys. And pretty soon, I think we're going to actually like have like a little page where everyone can go to like drop their ENS address or drop their email to be able to get notifications about that, because we do stop filming in December.
Mm-hmm.
So the last event is going to be Art Basel NFT Miami Week. That's at like December 8th through the 10th. We'll probably be there for like a week or 2 weeks, maybe if we're lucky in Miami. It's really fun and nice down there and beautiful. But after that, we'll be in full-blown editing mode, editing the 20 plus different events and places that we've been to over this year alone. I think we're on place like 13. We are live from Tokyo, Japan right now. I know you can't tell. Maybe you could tell from the decorations here.
I'll open it up and I'll blow the camera out.
Every single week, essentially, every 2 weeks. Oh, that's kind of nice.
Ooh, the sun went down.
Okay, let's do that. Let's open this up. That is cool. Welcome to Tokyo. I really wanted this city background like the entire time we were doing this live stream.
We should have done it at night.
Damn, this is so good. Okay, hell yes. That is so much more profesh. Welcome to Nouns on the Air with Aubtoshi and Cheffo. We are here traveling the world talking about NFTs and crypto. You don't even have to know about it at all to enjoy this show, because we do other things like Google pictures of Ronaldo's abs. But we will walk you through a very quick thing, which is what is NounsDAO. A DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization, as you may or may not know. Symbiotech in the chat.
What makes it autonomous? The smart contracts.
Oh, I was literally
I wasn't trying to trick you.
I know. I was like, well, it's just it's a decentralized group, which means that there's no like CEO. There's no one person in charge. Every single person who owns one of these tokens gets a say in what happens in this community. And those tokens look like this frog that you're seeing here on the screen. I know, it's crazy. Little cartoons, how could this possibly be? Well, this little cartoon right here is actually being bid on right now for 30.60 ETH. I'm not quite sure what ETH is at right now.
Probably 18 something.
Let's just pretend it's at I have not been looking, you guys. Let's just say it's at 1,800. $55,000, 55 USD. This little frog might find its brand new home. And as soon as it does, this auction actually just got started. If you want to daily watch this auction end and watch the new auction begin and help choose which little character is going to be here or up for auction, join our friend Symbiotech, who's in the chat with us right now, and the Noun Square. They hold a Twitter space every single day. If you don't know what Twitter Spaces is, you got to get back on Twitter. Click the little microphone. You can actually go in these public audio spaces and talk yourself to people. There's a Twitter space that happens every single day while this auction ends. As soon as it ends, that potential 55 USD, 55,000 is going to go right into the Dow Treasury. The Treasury is currently sitting at 55, or sorry, just you guys numbers. I don't know what's going on with me today. Tough day. 53.5 million USD. Wow. It just blows my mind every single time. That's why I like saying it, you guys. Of course, it's 28.8 thousand Ethereum. That just doesn't sound as fun as $53.5 million.
And everything's relative, right? Like there's things that there's a lot of things that can obviously be done with that amount of money. There's a lot of things.
There's a ton of things.
There's a lot of things that can't be done with that amount of money. And when we were in Canada and had a chance to meet, other nouns people and meet up with some of the founders and stuff, part of the conversation that day was around, the treasury being at $500 million or $1 billion.
Yeah, that their goal was really that it needs to be at a higher number. And from a Hollywood production background, I know too, like that 53.5 million could go to one single movie, so there, of course, everything is relative, but the really cool part about this is that everyone who's a part of this group gets to decide what happens with this money. Okay. Yeah. So that's what these things are called, proposals. So you would put in a proposal. Yeah. You do have to have either two of these tokens, these nouns yourself, or be sponsored by somebody that has them to put a proposal online. This entire live stream and our travels are sponsored by a proposal. If you would like to know more about that, visit proposal 206, Nouns on the Ground 2023. But right now we see that there's 328 proposals that have been put up so far, with these top 4 that are currently pending. So they will be active over the next sort of 3 days or so. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 props that are live and active right now. Ooh, the
one
Mogu
ends in 41 minutes.
Yes, this one ends in 41 minutes. This
Click
is perfect.
On that one.
Mogu, a nounish explorer. Let's see what's going on.
Ooh, it went over the edge.
Yes, I know it was tied earlier. This has been a nail biter of a proposal. So if you start digging around in the governance proposals part of this DAO, it gets very exciting. Digging around.
You didn't say.
No, I said digging.
Okay.
Digging.
Because when you say dig, it kind of sounds like
when you start digging around in the proposal section, it gets very exciting. So it's almost like watching a live action sport.
Well, it's honestly the best way to learn about this particular DAO and the things that, the holders seem to, be interested in.
Well, let me show you why it's exciting. So threshold right there, that button under these votes, it says 114 votes. To pass, this prop has to reach threshold, 114 votes minimum. So it did that already. And it has to get more for votes than against votes. Right now, we're sitting at 157 votes for and 155 against. I know that a lot of these against votes came in quite early when we covered this prop 2 days ago. It was looking like it was a ton against, but I've been seeing tweets and everybody talking about how close this is. And so I know voters are kind of coming through.
I'm curious if this includes the governance pool. I'm not sure. I know that there was a conversation when it was kind of sitting right on the line.
That's a good question, and maybe that's already happened.
Maybe Symbiotech knows.
Symbiotech, let us know if you're still here. But basically, I think the governance pool is run by a snapshot, which, much like Little Nouns and stuff, it happens before. New viewers, there's single votes that happen. So let's say I own a noun. I would just come in here, right on the website, and I would put my little vote in.
Well, you have to.
But there's
you connect your wallet.
Yes, but there's just in general, I could cast my vote, right? But there's groups that own nouns, like whole groups. So when we say a governance pool, that's one group. If we say little nouns,
that's a group, but it's more that's
I'm just trying to give a picture for someone who's brand
well,
new.
there's groups, and then this governance pool is kind of this new mechanism that's been created that you can delegate into. I think the idea is that like it's for people to uh, be more useful with their noun if they're not like using it or don't want to keep up
Mhm.
or whatnot. There is a whole other element to the governance pool where
Mhm.
that vote totality can be purchased,
Mhm.
and then the proceeds from that purchase are distributed to the holders.
Mhm.
Uh, we'll have a different conversation about that, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, and it'll be fun to break it down because, like, as we're talking and the cityscapes behind us and we're going through these props, like, it is very much like this live thing happening. It's really
Mhm.
cool to see that this in 40 minutes, we'll know if this passes or not.
Yeah.
This is for Mogu. It was proposed. You can see the proposer up here, Krell. We know Krell. He's been around in the DAO for a long time. Nouns participants require custom tools for use cases. We've seen this with Agora, voter.wtf. These are other things that have been funded through this DAO. And I think what Mogu is that it puts all these things into one place so everyone can do. It's like a full-time development for 3 months for Nounish Explorer. So that's what this prop is for. Best of luck to you, Krell. That is really awesome to see how close it is. Very exciting. 38 minutes. So before this podcast kind of ends, we'll probably check back and see what's going on there. Another prop ending soon, 322, Nounify Korea Stamp Collection. I'm hoping I see some. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is actually a good indicator of if the governance pools happened or not.
What's that?
Because I'm seeing that this has like these 205 no votes,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is like the amount, I think that that's the chunk that hasn't happened yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, you'd have to look at who's voted and
The
all
craziest thing about all of this is that it's all on the Ethereum blockchain. So it's all transparent. You're never guessing. And a great tool that like was talked about in Mogu is actually agora.com. I'll pull that up here in a second. Let me just, or actually, let's do House of Nouns. This is where you can actually go and see like how and why people are voting for what they're voting for. So I just think this is pretty interesting. I love when we have like a newer non-nouns person in here. It's really fun to kind of talk about all of these things. Let's go to voting. Okay, I will go back here. Ooh, oh my God. Okay, the governance pool was not submitted yet. 7 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
And I think
so
last time I checked,
scared.
it was against.
Damn, that's freaking sucks,
Because
dude.
that's just
We should go bid. Just saying. You can
on the
bid right
governance
now.
pool.
Well, I don't personally want to.
I don't even know where it is.
I know, but that's not good. Okay, so if you kind of want to find out why people are voting how they're voting, you should go to House of Nouns.xyz. It's a great place. Let me go back to proposal.
If I was a wealthy person,
Oh, here we go.
I would be buying this governance pool.
So
and
I would
voting
go.
Yes.
I would go to the proposals in this nouns, House of Nouns.xyz/nouns.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to this proposal that we're talking about, the Mogu. I go to voting. So we are going to see that the governance pool has not happened yet, of course. 39 minutes left. See that it's a different interface to watch the exact same thing that we were watching on the Nouns website. But in this interface, we get to see the votes. This person voted against. This person voted against, and we get to see why. We call that voting with reason.
Yeah.
This person voted against. This person voted for 1 vote. And you see the little PFP, if they have them, of what their token is that they are represented by, and the number of votes. Really, really cool interface. I also need to check out voter.wtf more often than I do, but I do find that like if I'm like, why did that happen, or like what's going on with those votes, I always kind of just like come to House of Nouns. It's a great place to kind of see the votes and see what people are saying. Gami, so good. Low cost, risk worth taking, provided we rebrand.
What does he mean rebrand? Hold on. What does he say? If I hadn't already, hold on. Where did it go? Oh, some meaning of Mogu are boneless and loud chewing. Sick.
Aussie's got just the funniest reasons for it.
It's already the name.
Maybe that's an
of
Aussie
a Chinese social network.
Can I some of that water?
That would probably be an issue.
See, this is good. So as you put your props up, like people give you actual feedback. That is, to me, the most fascinating part about this. Obviously, in a world that exists fully online, kind of like this voting situation, You will come across some trolling behavior, but for the most part, I find that there are individuals that give honest, good feedback, which is why I come to the House of Nouns area to look at these things.
I still think people should be going for more feedback before they go on chain, but that's just me.
And it's also a good place to kind of see, you know, the voting history of certain people.
How did 4-1 vote?
Shall see right now.
What-
Seems to be a
Did you break your internet?
loading error. He voted to abstain.
Mm.
It's an interesting project that would be valuable to the ecosystem, but would like to see some more coherent demo before funding. Everything from the domain named to the Mogu. It's interesting. People don't.
It's
He'll come back. I have the confidence that Krell, a very seasoned nouner, will be coming back.
that's the real test of someone's like endurance is do you come back if you fail?
Yep. Let's check out.
Not everyone does.
So that's gonna end in 7 minutes. Symbio, keep us posted on that.
Symbio on the
do it.
Symbiotech on the ground.
Yeah, throw like an air horn emoji when that has
Ooh.
ended, and we will check it.
We need a little timer.
Nounify Korea stamp collection campaign ending in 7 hours, which is interesting because maybe the governance pool thing hasn't come through on this one either. But I'm like wondering, so it just had like this significant amount of no's. I'm not quite sure. Wilson Cusack, another person who's quite involved with nouns. He's a delegate, a nouns delegate. I liked this because he includes merch that has these CC0 animations on it. This was like the standout part of the prop to me.
Yeah, I mean the merch is creative. It looks cool. But yeah, doesn't quite look like it's gonna make it across the line. I love the dark one. But
Me too. I love the Dark Factory. It's one of my favorite nouns.
Yeah.
Okay. That is interesting.
Hold on, check the public good. For the love of God, people.
I know. I'm scared. Okay.
We're
not
close.
that scary, but
We're
I'm
close.
assuming again, governance pool.
We need.
Oh, good God.
We're gonna need to get someone like from the governance pool team to like come on here and talk to us.
I cannot do this.
There's definitely like a lot of like
Yeah, if you're watching this and you're
back
at
and
any
forth
point in
around it.
time, even back after this is done, and are with the Federation group,
Yeah.
we are inviting you to come here and talk to us about this and about the greater reasons of this and the reasons behind it. Obviously, it was voted in by nouns, so people support that. I think it was a specific prop.
I don't think that's correct.
I think that is correct. Fact check us. Fact check us. But I do think
we
it was
obviously
voted
need
in.
a fact checker.
It was 100% voted in. I'll find the prop right now.
You mean it was funded
yes.
to do the governance pool?
Yes.
I don't think so.
We shall find out. But
I think that it was like
this is one of my,
I don't think so. I could be completely wrong.
All of that aside, public good global expansion, public good beer. It's about a CC0 recipe and beer can wrap that would be distributed globally. This already had a great soft
it's a world-class
launch
beer.
in Brazil. There we are, right there. 10 out of 10, delicious.
Can you imagine how many people would actually drink this beer? They would be going to one of these breweries,
Look how happy we look.
or finding it like
It was delicious.
It was really good. But just seriously, in all seriousness, like you're sitting there, you're drinking this beer,
3,500 cans, guys.
and then so that's 3,500 different like
It's freaking cool.
experiences that these people are gonna have, and it's kind of like another point on the journey with this team and with this project. So it would teach the team a lot of things. It would teach the DAO a lot of things.
Shout out to this prop also for showing us, what it means to like be very graphic heavy.
I just don't think
for props. I think it's great.
I don't think that there's enough emphasis put on like the learning that's happening when these props are happening. Like, I think that there's this like end all be all kind of feeling to things, which I get, but there's also like a lot of learning through experience. I mean, every major brand that's out there that's successful in their marketplace or in multiple marketplaces that are worth millions of dollars or billions of dollars, those brands have had to learn lessons like
Mm-hmm.
over time. And essentially, each thing, like each one of these props, is kind of like its own brand, like OTG. We have learned 1,000 lessons. We have 1,000 more to learn. We are adapting with that learning. The same goes with literally every team out there that gets funded. And so
Mm-hmm.
I hope that people continue to understand that there is this learning curve, and a lot of it, you can have an idea, you can have an amazing idea, you can reiterate on your idea, you can put it up, it can be voted on, it can pass,
Mm-hmm.
and you still have to then like learn in different stages. And I just think that maybe that's something that is maybe more clear to people who have been funded and who have been like working on a project that has been funded. A lot of a lot of noun holders have never submitted a prop,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's just not why they're here. Maybe
Yep.
they don't have
Exactly.
they're not there yet in their own process. But like until you're building something, you just don't really understand how that feels, and like how much
Mm-hmm.
push and pull and massaging that takes. And so I'm very interested in that piece of the DAO.
I
It,
think that that's why
yeah,
almost like for me, and hey, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. I will fully say right now that I don't necessarily understand every single aspect of the governance pool. But for exactly the reasons of what you just said, too, it feels a little harsh for me to be like, Symbiotex is saying that there's currently 41 votes against for
yeah,
the other prop
yeah,
for 0.12 ETH.
yeah. That's
And it's just like
ridiculous.
someone's about to throw down like a couple $100, like a couple $100
Yeah.
to just, you
Well,
know,
for me, that's
not
kind of also
pass something like that feels like very harsh for me. That feels like that's a person not thinking about all of the things that it takes to put up a proposal. The proposal process itself, I've said this a million freaking times, like is its own project. No matter what you're proposing, like Public Good Beer is going to go out there and make all of this happen, but the proposal
well,
process to do that is like its own whole
what it's
thing.
doing is it's holding people hostage
Point to now. Damn.
it's holding people hostage to have to pay this money to secure those votes for their proposal. And then the second that starts to tick up, then
Oh my God.
yeah, it's just
Let's go check again. I think
it's a whole thing. It's a whole
noun
thing.
405 Symbio says keep nounsweird.eth just won the governance pool for
Amazing.
0.2 ETH.
Amazing. So
Okay.
it's closed.
I think it's done. I think we're there
Thank
for. It's one of those things too, yeah. And it's almost like, how is it that the unsung heroes are now the people that are like flying in at the end? And I kind of love that it's like the keep nouns weird .eth that's making it happen. Very cool. That is a saying that we say a lot here to kind of fund things.
I don't
But
know.
again, I
We'll
need
have
to
to take a deeper dive into that one. But
much deeper dive on the
face
governance pool.
value, I think that put it this way, for me, a governance pool is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Giving people a place to park their noun that don't have time to engage and they still
Mm-hmm.
want their noun to have a voting record and all that. Amazing concept. Great. It totally
Mm-hmm.
needs to happen. But monetizing that is a separate conversation.
And I'm pretty sure people are also making money who created it.
Yeah, that's a good
There's a
point.
profit
That is
happening.
that is
I
a
don't know.
good point.
There's again, we'll do a deep dive on that. We do not have to do that today. We didn't do it 2 days ago. I would like to learn more. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to DYOR, do my own research, and figure that out. But interesting to see how that went down. And I wonder how fast it actually shows up. Immediately.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'm actually surprised that the cost of it hasn't gone up more, to be completely honest. And I think that we'll probably see it start to tick up.
I think it shows you how early it is. There's really just a small group of people within the nouns who are very involved with nouns who are even aware.
Well, that's the whole point of the governance pool.
Well, and plus there's also like this kind of mentality that people have been told, that, hey, we'll vote against if you vote no, but it's interesting now because they're actually the final voters. So you could really, that doesn't really apply. Like you could, without fear of being voted no against, everyone's already cast their votes. I don't know. deep dive to come. Deep dive later to come. Symbio, if you have info about this, maybe we'll have you on. We'll find some people who are, into the governance pool themselves, a part of the founding team, or just know a lot about it. We're gonna get some solid answers. We'll make it clear. It'll be interesting to see how they vote for other things. I hope that some votes come through for the public good global expansion. I really believe in this prop. The beer is freaking good. Next step, guys, that non-alcohol beer, that would be the coolest freaking thing ever to do like a CC for version of that. Prop 324, temporarily pausing auctions. I just kind of like bring it up every time. I know it was canceled, but it's just hilarious to me. Especially because like all of the pushback on that, people were like, if this ends, Nouns is dead. But not that dramatic. It's interesting that someone put that there with zero description and any
I mean, it's
any
not
idea.
outside of the realm of something that could happen.
True. I think they were. I'm not quite sure if they were saying like for it, for pending for fork, future fork, or whatever's going on. I also thought it was hilarious that the Nounish animation that came out touched on the fork
Yeah,
happening.
you can't really avoid
Again,
it at this point.
you know that I'm just waiting for all that to happen. That is another thing that I would love to happen on an episode, like either Elad or David coming on here, or someone who really understands. Like maybe we can get Ben on here. Prop 325 starts in 10 hours. My pudgy penguins. I love them.
Yeah, you called me a pudgy penguin.
I know. No, the other day on the
Maybe you called
stream,
me a penguin, not
no,
a pudgy
I
penguin.
called you a pudgy because you were so cute. He was like, we were the last stream matching, of course, with our shirts and our, but he wore the big oversized P Nouns noggles for the entire show, and I just kept like looking over at him and like seeing him on the screen, and he just had this like little face on him, like you look like a pudgy penguin. It is this so cute. Not because you're pudgy, because you're adorable.
You don't remember the Ronaldo ab section of this show? Okay, then.
I could care less about Ronaldo's abs and could care so much about the pudgy penguins. I'm very, very excited for this. We did 2 episodes ago talk about pudgy penguins a little bit deeper. We watched the commercials of the toys. We watched the Luca Nets famous fun unboxing video where he kind of walks you through this pudgy little world that happens. They couldn't be any cuter. I'm very excited at the potential possibility of Nouns being involved from just these tweets alone. People have been posting their pudgy penguins wearing noggles. I think the whole thing is very exciting. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pudgy himself, Luca Nets. Still waiting for that follow back, Luca. Still waiting for that follow back. I've been like aggressively
throw
like
Cheffo one
liking.
while you're at it.
I've been liking some tweets. I've been like commenting like, "Hey, LFG, Luca." Haven't gotten it yet. If you're gonna be doing Noun stuff, come on. I'm dying. I'm dying for it. Also, congratulations on the most recent sellout of the pudgy banana suit.
Did you get one?
No, it was open to holders only.
Oh.
I opened this segment by saying my pudgy penguins, but I do not own pudgy penguins. I just feel like an affinity towards them and feel possessive about them.
Got you a banana suit, would you wear it on the air?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. Anything to get Luca Nets to follow me back.
Uh-huh.
Look at these toys. I want one. Symbio, do you have a pudgy penguin or do you have one of these toys?
Symbio's got cool stuff.
I will be ready, trigger finger ready at the computer when these Nouns toys go live because I saw those banana penguins sell out in 7 seconds. Okay. These are going to be there's 499 red ones, 499 blue ones, and 10 of those are going to have glasses that are gold. Okay. I have to be a part of that. If we don't get a pudgy, you have to also be ready. We need like multiple devices. Do you understand? Have you ever waited in line for a ticket online? Have you ever tried to get a T-Swift ticket?
No.
Me either, but I'm assuming that it's going to be the crypto NFT version of that. We have to be ready, guys. Limited edition toys, always a fun thing. It's always, all jokes aside, it's really exciting to see people winning in NFTs and to see someone kind of like taking over a company like how Luca Nets did with Pudgy Penguins. Like we've known about them the entire time we've been around NFTs because they were one of these like 3 or 4 groups that at every single conference, like they're throwing some party, So like they really like established their social sort of connection in the NFT world in that way. But seeing them take this next step and like really making it is just so freaking cool to see, to be honest. Um,
This
I
one is interesting. It's gonna really like it'll. I think in the vote with reason and all that, like we'll start to
you
see.
have him in an inaugural video pod for TNS.
Say what?
Oh, like TNS is gonna have like a video people's pod, and he's in it. Hello, that sounds
Ah.
amazing. I love that. I also know that you guys had an incredible interview apparently with him. Again, if you guys are following this and want to follow like the Twitter space of all Twitter spaces when it comes to nouns, you got to follow at the Noun Square. Luca Netz was on there the other day and talked about it. I know that he also appeared on the Little Nouns show to talk about this prop. It's just exciting. He's young, he's excited, he's enthusiastic, he's making cool decisions. And I think that like him wanting to do this like sort of, you know, decentralized type of CC0 brand deal around nouns is really freaking cool. And they're only asking for 10 ETH. I mean,
They're only asking for 10 ETH, which is cool. You know, we spoke about that. I think that it's an interesting mechanism to play around with on chain.
that starts
Even
10 hours.
Mogu was only 15, you know. So
Mhm.
I personally think it's cool to start seeing stuff like that. I think that there will just be this intellectual conversation of like, how does nouns give a stamp of approval, or like what does
Mhm.
that mean? Like what is a collaboration with Nouns DAO? And I don't think that that's has really truly been answered yet.
I think it's
So
up to props like this, you know,
yeah,
to kind of like start those conversations. That
because
does go
the
live
artwork is
in
CC
9
0.
hours.
So
So we are coming across the first types of voting for that. Potentially, if we go live tomorrow before we leave and head to the airport, we can cover this. I'm not sure. I can't promise that. But by the time we come live next, we will be right in the middle of all of that voting. So that'll
yeah,
be exciting to see. And we are excited to kind of cover all of that. 326, also starting just in a few hours here, 10 hours, redefining nouns powered change with mucho love.
yeah,
We love Nekvis. I love what he's doing with nouns. I heard someone do like a tweet. Little Nouns put this up.
yeah.
Okay, very cool. Okay, well, that's great. I heard someone say that they think like Nekvis is the closest thing to like the nounish Mr. Beast because it's a lot of giving back, doing good. Look at these adorable freaking kids in glasses. It's just my favorite thing to see. How much are they asking for?
They make great content.
They make great content. It's all like for good things. Um, incredible. He also like, you know, we always like to like see what images we can get of like the most amount of people with noggles, but Nekvis does an incredible job and has really been putting those paper noggles to use. Let's see here. Great prop, looks brilliant, tons of graphics, really clear numbers. Just nounish amazingness photos. It looks like they are asking for 6 months of delivering, you know, and continuing the Mucho Love campaign for a total of about
Ooh,
$160,000 plus a noun.
ooh,
Interesting. But I do feel like Nekvis has been around since I've been around nouns and like would put that noun to good use.
yeah.
Very good to see. Fun to see. It's always interesting to see like the different asks. Some people include nouns in their asks of their proposals, and other people do not. I haven't seen a prop for in a
You know
while
what we
that's asked for a
haven't
noun.
seen
Oh, I
as
think Pudgy's is also asking for a noun. Oh no, they're saying
I
that their
don't think so.
profits are going to go towards
Yeah.
the purchase of a noun. Okay, different.
I think we haven't seen is anyone just asking for a noun. Like we've seen
Mm.
people asking for ETH plus noun, but we haven't seen just noun.
Mm.
Maybe we'll see that eventually.
That is interesting. Here are the dust and yellow ones. I'm gonna have to do my own research on these two. They do start in 3 days, so by the time we go live again, that'll be ready to go. We won't even be mid voting. I think we'll be right at the beginning, put up by Max Power.
Maybe we can go see this finished because we got to see it while
Yes.
it was being worked on.
We did. We will
And
potentially
yeah,
be back in New York in September.
yeah,
I'm trying to get us to come and do a live stream at the next ETH Global event, which will be happening in New York. I know that there's a France one happening right now. There will be a New York one happening in September. So I think that that fits right in our schedule, and we will be able to potentially make that. We loved doing the live stream at ETH Global Waterloo. That was a great time. I like being there and seeing all the projects too, kind of live as they're happening and
yeah.
launching. And of course, the Nouns Out Amigos crew did incredible with their activation. It was an honor to be there with them. It would be really, really freaking cool to be able to go again and join them at New York.
Mm.
We will have been to New York a couple times this year if that happens.
Yeah. The Big
Just-
Apple.
It's a big hub. The Big Apple is a big hub. I am sad
Why?
that we are leaving Japan. It's kind of hitting me. I've really enjoyed the time here. We were lucky enough to visit 3 cities while we were here for about 2 weeks. Um, really incredible. We have fun, awesome new activities coming up, but truly the next event that we're doing is our big last sort of like larger activation event. It will be Burning Man. That does happen at the end of August and first week of September, but because it's such a big event and so involved and takes a lot of production behind it, we will be planning that event kind of from like the moment we leave here and throughout the month of August. So we will be going straight to Seattle. We have been accepted into a group. I haven't made this announcement yet, actually. So this is the official, I think, like announcement. We will be joining the official Web3 group of Burning Man, Camp to Central. We're really, really excited. We've met a couple of people in person, specifically in Brazil, that were a big part of this camp. We've been talking to the founder of this camp since ETH Denver at the very beginning of the year. As much as this was like the last of the big events, it's taken the most planning for sure, like 100%. Of course, it has. It's a city that pops up in the middle of nowhere with 70,000 people for 10 days and then like vanishes and it doesn't come up again for another year. It's going to be Cheffo's first time. I have been one time. We have a lot to talk about. I'm sure during this planning process and the month of August is when we're going to give you guys those live updates about what's happening while we're in Seattle, which is going to be including working on the art card that's there, helping plan this camp that has 100+ people in it, coordinating, seeing like what we're going to do there. And of course, you know, fulfilling the things that we said that we would do in the prop and seeing like the best ways that we can do that. So we will be very like stationary over these next few weeks up until that event. And, you know, bringing our live updates to you through the podcast. So the podcast itself, the live stream announced on the air, what you are seeing right now is going to be our main point of focus over the next 5 to 6 weeks. So we're excited to kind of like consistently go live with you guys. That is why I want to add a few more extra days. I love this live watching of props. I think that that's really fun. And I do want to start incorporating having these special days where we kind of talk to sub communities.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, we love hearing what you guys love about this show. We've been getting fantastic feedback about it every week. If there's somebody or something that you want to hear more about, please let us know, not only just in these comments, but just online as well. Our Twitters are on the screen the entire time, so you guys know where to contact us at any moment in time. I think the other day someone like actually couldn't get a hold of me on Twitter, couldn't get a hold of me on Instagram, and I got a telegram from them. I didn't even know that I don't even know how they did that, but they made it happen.
Is your
So,
Telegram the same as your Twitter?
oh, because it's usernames?
That's like what people
Oh.
do. They just guess at usernames, and they're smart for doing that.
Duh.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it worked. We're obviously like very easy to get a hold of. We are around. So we will continue to be around. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, please let us know. We will be back on a normal-ish time schedule. Yeah, it sucks because we've been like the most in the future we've ever been, but now we're gonna go all the way back to the past.
Oh my gosh. How
I
crazy.
just got used to this time. I'm loving this time.
I was waking up when we first got here at like 3 in the morning. Does this mean that I'm going to wake up now at like 3 in the afternoon?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh,
The second my brain starts like thinking about like what time it would be and then what's doing what, I just like fried.
I'm
Instantly
a
fried.
morning person, so when that sun
I'm a morning-
cracks, baby, we're up.
I'm a morning person. I have been
Don't
a
you,
morning person.
Don't you BS me.
Hey,
She's a
I tweeted about it so you know it's real.
mid-morning person.
I am a morning person.
You're edging your way to being a morning person.
I think the 0% alcohol helps with that a lot. Well, we are going to start closing this out. I'm seeing the beautiful light behind us. And the first thing popping into
How's
my
it look?
mind is like, oh my gosh, what are we going to go photograph right now?
Did it rain yet? It was
I
supposed
think-
to rain, but it doesn't look like it's rained
It
yet.
doesn't look like it's rained yet. We are going to try to go capture on film that incredible scene that we were talking about earlier and describing of the alleyways and the smoke and all the people there. I think it would be great to kind of get us there with the noggles and see what we could do, get our final evening of photographs and videos in before we unfortunately have to leave this area. I am so like beyond overjoyed about everything that's happened here. You know, like we'll post more content and stuff too, but what I can tell you is that we got beautiful, beautiful content for the doc. That is the hardest part, I think, about this prop and us shooting this documentary. Excuse me. It's so hard that I can't even breathe right now. No, it's the fact that like there's these incredible things that happen that we capture that we literally cannot share with you guys because it's going to be a part of a bigger project later. So all I can say and confirm to you is that those things are there.
Yeah.
It's been a beautiful experience. Again, thank you, Nounsdow, for helping us make this all possible by supporting Prop 206 so long ago. It's crazy.
Long
it's
time.
crazy that we are mid-July right now. Blowing my mind. Next big event's Burning Man. We only have a few events left, guys. We have a lot of podcasts left, though, so don't get too tired of us that quick. Nouns on the air. Cheffo-san and Aubtoshi-san.
Ooh.
Live, just whenever, all the freaking time. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube so you always know and get notifications when we are live. Thank you to all of our live viewers. Shout out to everybody who watches this afterwards. Thank you, Twitch.
Thank you, Twitch.
Thank you, LinkedIn.
See you later, Symbiotech.
Bye, Symbiotech. Message us about Federation. We have so many questions.
Let's go.
Have a good night, everybody.